at the moment I trying to find a job, and I think I sent around 20 applications, and also only 5 companies answer you, and the others have so many other candidates for that, so yeah.
Is it difficult to find a job in Germany? I guess it would depend what you're looking for, what your education is. I think that for the most part there is a lot of opportunities for work, and also if you're a freelancer there are visas that you can apply for. So I would say there's definitely opportunities for work in Germany.
It's a bit difficult if you don't know German, but it's more easy if you work at computers.
You get a job if you want to here. It's not really hard.
I think it depends on always who you're asking, but I think for international people in Berlin, I can only talk for Berlin, it's not that hard.
At the current time, what I do, it's certainly easy to find a job. Yes, I would say so, and I think in many areas it should be easy, but I suppose there are some areas where it's still hard to get in. Yeah. In general, I'd say yes.
Yeah, I think so, especially in Germany, because so many people apply for one job that you have always so hard competition to find something.
I think that the process is more formalized in Germany than in other countries. You need some formal, diploma and stuff like this in order to get a job interview. So even for our assistant jobs, we're looking for people with special experiences and also with the special Abschluss. Oh, what's the English word for Abschluss? Diploma in managing the law firm. So if you are like to manage a law firm, just call us.
I think English is enough for the small things, like if you want to be a waitress or something, or work in a cafe, or retail also. It's easy to get something where you can only speak English, especially more in the east, like Kreuzberg, Prenzlauer Berg. But I think for higher, better paying jobs, I think you need to know a little bit of German. Yeah.
Depending upon what you do for work, especially if you're self-employed, it's not really necessary to learn German, but in terms of being registered here and dealing with taxes and healthcare, you will need some help and some assistance. So, because things always come up, German bureaucracy is a nightmare. So, but there are different companies that you can use that can help you with filing taxes. Also, there are, if you have friends who are German, they could potentially help you as well. So depending upon what you do for a living, you can survive just knowing English, but you would definitely need a little bit of help.
I think it depends very much from what exactly you're doing. In my profession, it's necessary to speak German, but I think that a lot of IT firms, it's enough to speak English.
It's very important I gotta admit, I guess, in many areas to speak some German at least.
Depends on the company and in which city you are. Here in Berlin, it's, I think, easy to find a job when you only speak English, but in companies which are more outside from the big city, it's more difficult. There you need German because the most workers there also only speak German too, so yeah.
The best way, I think, is to send it to companies. If you're looking for a job like a German company, I think it will take you 20 resumes. But if you're looking for a more international one, so it will be, I assume, 15 or 14.
Yeah, I think either way can work. If you have a specific idea where you want to work, it makes total sense to directly address it to the company, and they usually will be happy, because then they don't have to pay some intermediary.
Speaking from own experience, it's from hiring people, it's better to send resumes directly to the firms you're interested in. It's also nice to speak to recruits, but a personal application is usually better because gets more personal, obviously. And how many? It depends on your work experience and on the area you're applying to.
We have like a company called Job Center, and there's like really easy to get a job because they have a lot of people from everywhere. Like if you don't have like a degree or anything, they will help you for sure.
I send it directly to the companies. Yeah. When you apply for a job, it takes a lot of time in one company because there are so many steps. At first they look at your CV, then you have the first interview, then there's the second interview, and so much to do. So, yeah.
I have only worked in like waitressing and for film, and with film I just applied for internship, so it's different than applying for a real position. But yeah, I think the best thing is actually just to go there in person, to be honest.
I've been self-employed for a very long time, and the entire time I've been in Germany, so I've never had to search for a job in that sense. I know that there is a job center here that people do find work at. I think in terms of like the service industry, just like walking into a place, the good thing about like working in the service industry here is that Germans are terrible at service. They're not very friendly. So if you're at least mildly friendly and can smile, you'll probably get a job bartending or being a waiter. In terms of jobs in other fields, I don't know how much networking necessarily matters, but I think it just depends on the time and the place and a bit of luck. You'll probably be okay.
That's a good question. I never get fired, so I think when you're too often too late or don't come to the job.
You come too late often? That's it.
So you have in Germany half a year where they test you, and if you're not good to the company or they think you're not qualified enough, then you can get fired. But afterwards, only if you like really not functioning in well, then they can get you fired, but it's harder after half a year.
It's not an easy way to get fired just for your misconduct at workplace.
I don't know. I don't have a 9-to-5 job, so I don't know what people get into trouble for. Yeah.
For attitude, it's more in Berlin. It's way easier with tattoos or like I don't know, piercing, makeup. It's easier. But overall in Germany, they are also in the south of Germany very strict with your like appearance. So, for example, my friend, she lives in Munich, and I know that she has to straighten her hair to go to work because they don't allow kinky hair. So yeah, I think it depends on the city, but Berlin is very open and a little bit more free, but the rest of Germany is kind of conservative and a little bit more strict, I think.
Yeah, obviously misbehavior, criminal activities, and the like, and just then everything else sort of depends on the company and the team you work with. I'd say in the very beginning, it's just important to integrate into the team you're working with, and may get you fired in the beginning, and I mean later on if you're there for a longer time, it's always hard to fire people.
The employees are safer than the employers. Yeah.
I think there's a decent amount of protection for employees. Certainly as soon as you've been working with a company for, if you finish the Probezeit, and then after that, I think there's good protection. It's usually hard for employers to fire.
The first half year, when you're tested, the employer is the one that's more, the law protects him better, but afterwards, it's interesting actually, you are more protected by the law.
The employee, it's definitely the employee who is more legally protected. But our legal system. It's like the employees are more protected, as well as people who rent apartments are more protected than those who rent them. So it's just our system.
I think the employee.
Why?
I think you can, like especially in Germany, you can always like go somewhere and get your way through because of like bad treatment or bad work conditions.
But let's be realistic, I think the chef.